I'm Tom Scarponcini. We are on a sheep farm in Rushford, Minnesota. This sheep flock consists of 75 Ile-de-France sheep. It's predominantly a meat breed. They're managed in a management-intensive grazing system. Limited amounts of grass are allocated depending on the rate of growth of the grass and the number of sheep that I have in each paddock. The grazing setup here consists of approximately 20 acres divided into 5 paddocks with permanent fencing. Each paddock is subdivided with portable electric fence, so we can control the amount of grass that they have access to at one time. For the last 30 years, I've been working with NRCS in setting up this rotational grazing system. There's been technical assistance, first with Mark Kuntz, and then with Sue Glendy, and now mostly working with Dean Thomas, the grazing specialist. They have just given me a tremendous amount of help in designing, cost sharing, technical assistance, and even the everyday management of the rotational grazing system. The expertise is something that I probably would never have been able to learn on my own.
When we go out and look at a site, we look at things, we talk to the producer, and we look at what's his goals, what are your resource concerns, what are you trying to improve. Well, when I come on here and talk to Tom, he just got out of the cow-calf operation, he got into the sheep operation, he wanted to set these up for rotational grazing. One of the resource concerns we're looking at is fence, getting water out there, and seeding and different things, and trying to manage the grasses. His main concern was getting the ewes, his flock, out of the shed, out on grass that helps with animal health, their feet, any disease issues, just getting them out exercise.
The advantages of rotational grazing are threefold, I would say. One, as I said, you can increase the carrying capacity of limited number of acres by actually doubling the number of animals if you manage it intensively with rotational grazing. Number two, you can change poor pasture into lush pasture by managing the amount of time that the livestock are allowed to graze and to allow recovery periods so that the grass has a chance to overtake the weeds. Third, by increasing the density of the plants in the pasture, you can limit the amount of wind erosion and water erosion. There's a fourth, actually. If you realize that when you either graze or cut a plant, an equal amount of root system dies. As that root system dies, it adds organic matter to the soil, and you end up with a soil that is richer, has more water holding capacity for times of drought, and has better cation exchange for the uptake of nutrients by the plants. There are two reasons that main reasons that I consider this important and worthwhile. Number one, from strictly an economic point of view, if you can raise twice as many animals on the same limited number of acres, you have a distinct advantage economically. Number two, I have this philosophy that We're really here borrowing this land from future generations. There is a moral obligation to leave it in at least as good a condition that you found it. I'll take it a step beyond that and say that one of my goals is to leave the production ability of this farm in better condition than I found it. Rotational grazing will do that. You're adding plant material to the soil to increase organic matter to make the soil more productive. You're preventing erosion. You're allowing the farm to be more productive.